Is this a slave movie? Really? He couldn't make any other movie?
Are you sure it wasn't one of the cleaning crews?
Absolutely sure.
Somehow, halfway through the movie, the conversation steered towards what happened in the mansion. So the movie must suck, because we're not focused on it at all. To be fair, Zach was the one who brought it up again in his own movie's premiere. Can we pick another scene? Do we have to do this scene? Now, the film's just serving as a background noise while we're speaking in hushed tones, careful not to disturb anyone inside the small hall. Well, except for Ash. I just hope we don't end up arguing about it again. We'd all get kicked out for sure. It's his movie. Though, with how loud Ash's voice is, we'll probably get thrown out way before any argument happens. Only Becca still remains engrossed in the movie, completely ignoring us. She's been quiet the whole evening, speaking only when referred to. If I didn't know any better, I think we did something that offended her. Yes, you're talking to her boo thang. Did we?
And then I ran. You heard what happened after.
I still think it's something else.
It was standing right in front of me, Ash.
He's one of the smartest people I know, but geez, he should learn to listen. Plus, didn't he say he doesn't believe in these things? Why is he in this conversation again?
I heard what you said, but it's a small room. There are a lot of things someone else could have done there without your knowledge. If I could see it up close, maybe I can...
Yeah, go.
I am not going back there.
You can go, though.
Is that a problem if you're hosting an open house?
She's not. She's fired.
Rose does the first floor tour.
Next.
I ain't sure ghosts can be restricted to one room, Bella.
Or one mansion.
There are no ghosts, Zach. Stop putting useless ideas in her head.
Is it gonna come on the screen?
But I was thinking, maybe all the house needs is a blessing. Wasn't it left uninhabited for years?
What did you film? Oh, the house did change hands over the years, from one distant relative of the Ermengardes to another. None of them bothered to live in it though, and it remained that way up until its current owners decided to sell it. Why didn't I think of
I
that?
didn't peg you as the religious type, Zach.
Nothing like that, Ash. Who knows, though? It might bring something positive to the place.
That's
Right.
not a bad idea. I just don't know where I could find someone.
Church.
You're not seriously considering his suggestion, are you?
Better than
Do
yours.
you have a better idea?
Probably
I
not.
know where. I can contact him for you if you want.
Appreciate it, Zach.
You do that?
He would.
Or we can find you a psychologist instead.
Ignore him. There are very few times in my life when I wish my glowers can kill. My glowers? My glowers? My glowers? Glares? This is one of those.
That is not a very appropriate thing to say right now.
No, wait, that's not what I meant.
Hmm.
Ethnographer. I meant ethnographer. This guy's a psychologist too, of course, if you...
I don't know what that is.
If you don't stop.
That's his name?
Rebecca knows the guy I'm talking about too. She can vouch for him.
She's not paying attention. She's engrossed in this movie about slaves. Becca tears her eyes away from the screen at the mention of her name.
What? Oh, are you talking about Professor Andrew? He used to work with my parents at the university.
So you were paying attention.
And can you guys keep it down?
Sorry, the scaredy cat here mentioned curses. Not that I'm saying this is one, but talking to him is a better solution for me than getting a random priest to bless an old house.
Why?
He'll even help you figure things out, teach you a couple things, and probably put your fears to rest since this looks to be bothering you a lot.
It'll be bothering you soon too. Ash might be right too. However, what Zach suggested is something I'm more familiar with. Granted, they don't believe me. They're only giving me these suggestions to put my mind at ease, but it's better than being ignored or being laughed at. I can take comfort in knowing they are willing to hear me out.
What do you think?
It's your call. We'll go with whatever you want.
I don't know.
What do you think I'm gonna choose? It's very, very obvious.
I'll think about it. But maybe we could go with Zach's idea?
I'm not so sure about that.
Don't care.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to try, right? If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. At least we did something than just stand around.
Good luck. Good
I'll let you
blessing.
know when he's available, Bella.
Thank you, Zach.
Thanks, Zach. I knew I could count on you.
Change the movie screen.
Guys, I said keep it down. You keep insisting that we still watch it. Yet you're not even paying attention yourselves.
Feel like I've seen this movie.
It ain't a big deal, Rebecca. I'm the one who broached the subject in the first place.
Yep.
It's still your film, Zachary. A good film, mind you. You worked hard on this. The least we could do is watch it with you.
Yes.
That's what you're all doing. I really appreciate all of you making time for this.
Sorry, Becca. We'll stop now.
Voice acting is still top notch. I throw her an apologetic look, even if Ash is the only one who she should be reprimanding, but her attention is already back on the screen. She's ignoring us again. When Becca's acting this way, there's a big chance something's nagging at her. We really need to talk. We all fall into a comfortable silence after, the kind only you can share with people you're most at ease with. For the first time today, the letter lays forgotten in my bag, if only for a few hours. I'm sure that'll change. It's super dark outside now, and it's still Friday, October 21st. Night has fallen by the time we exit the movie house. At least those people moved. Despite the late hour, the streets are still bustling full of people. Those about to head home, those set to meet someone, even those simply wandering about. Walking in the sea of unfamiliar souls, it strikes me how easy it is for one to get lost in a city as nondescript as Luxburn. I was afraid too, at one point, back when I was new and had just set foot in this place. Now, with familiar faces walking with me, it feels a little like home. Zach and Ash bid us goodbye shortly before Becca and I crossed the other side of the street. The former claiming he's got a few freelance jobs to take care of before the day ends. And Ash? Who knows, he never tells. Sometimes he'll just randomly appear at your doorstep, looking for a place to crash. He does that to Zach a lot, much to the latter's frustration. But he's a busy guy too, in spite of the laid-back air he gives off.
Today, everyone.
No problem, Zach. I'm sorry for what happened earlier.
It was a good movie. Oh, fuck no. I am sorry for my language. Was not expecting that. That was right in my left ear. Didn't like that.
Huh?
Oh, the music got creepy. You all hear this? A sensation. Cold. Sickening. Drowning. My chest tightening. Breathing becoming labored. I can taste blood in my mouth. The edges of my vision blurs. In the distance, amidst the countless nameless people going about their lives, a voice reaches out to me. Oh my god. Stupid sound. Pleading even as I clench my eyes tight and clasp my hands over my ears. Whispering. And whispering. And whispering. Calling out. Oh, this is gonna get bad real fast.
No, not me.
Oh, sheep. Oh, jump scare? Somebody. Oh, this is gonna get bad.
Isabella? Earth to Isabella?
Hello? Huh. I thought jump scare was coming. My heart really got tight. My body got tighter. Woo, that was good. Shake it out. Shake it out. We're good now. At her voice, the whole world suddenly snaps into place. The murmur's gone. Y'all didn't hear that? Y'all are cursed too. Why didn't y'all hear that? The girl behind us has no face. Where is the girl behind your... Where's her face? Where's her face? Where's her face? When I open my eyes, Becca raises an eyebrow at me in question.
Are you listening? Are you coming with me?
I want to go with a lot of people.
Yeah. Just... okay.
Maybe the black guy.
Sorry, I spaced out.
Depending on what year this movie is supposed to be.
You always do that.
She seems upset. I follow her without complaint, but not before sneaking a glance to the far end of the street, where the voice came from, where another set of eyes might be staring at me. No eyes on this street. Nothing. There are only Zach and Ash watching over us as we head back to where Becca parked her car. If I'm expecting to see something or someone there, I try not to let it show. Try not to think of the tiny pinpricks of fear crawling at the pit of my stomach.
Some other time.
Maybe not.
Yeah, see ya.
Okay. Another glance, and then with the final wave, we go off our own ways. I don't know what I saw. I don't know what I heard. I don't want to know. And if this is what would help me sleep tonight, what would give back that normalcy in my life, then so be it. Saturday, the 22nd. We fell asleep. Things are better. The darkness closes around me, grasping, pulling, engulfing me. The ground caves in, and without warning, I'm falling. A lot of ramen. Noodles a cup, noodles a ramen, cups of noodles. Interesting. My eyes snap open. This room needs help. For an instant, it doesn't immediately register where I am. I'm also curious to see what this new story thing says. Journal. Undiscovered journal entry. Well, that's because we're not on that day, are we? Yeah, we're on this day now. No, we're not. Maybe. I don't see what's new. Movie premiere. She had to leave the place only to meet, yeah, nothing really new. Let's see here. Luxburn Independent Film and Theater Festival celebrated its 9th year, discovering new creative talents in the film industry. Included in a few showcased this year was Zachary Still, Blue Jones, Dark Times of the Black British, Isabella Santos, Ashton Gray, and Rebecca Gales were also seen amongst the crowd for its premiere. That's so cool, dude. It's so freaking cool. What about our relationships? Hannah doesn't really care, but hey, Zach, he likes us more. That's cool. Marianne, our goal is to be best friends with Zach. Marianne doesn't care. It looks like Rebecca kind of went down. Don't know what the fuck we did to her. Ashton's went up. I'm sorry for my language. Gonna go back, return, and we're gonna keep moving forward. Both my back and shoulders ache after I've fallen asleep all hunched up the night before. Drenched in sweat, the nest of pillows I often keep around me feels more suffocating than comforting. I let my eyes adjust to the bright morning light streaming through my window, and I let my breathing to slow down before untangling myself from the pile. I haven't had a single dream since coming to Luxburn, or at least none I can recall having. It's a shame because they used to be so vivid. Yeah, my dreams stay vivid. I wish I had a night of no dreams. Not the crazy vivid, but the more pleasant kind I'll tell my siblings about. Maybe it's just the stress of living alone. The knowledge that I'll always wake up in an empty apartment with no one to tell stories to.
What time is it?
Habit forces me to look over at the clock, even with the soreness weighing heavily on my shoulders and the compulsion to never leave my bed for the day. We need to empty the trash. In a heartbeat, I'm up.
Oh man, of all the times to oversleep. Towel? Towel? Where's my towel?
Yeah. Admittedly, it's a weekend. As an unspoken rule, that entitles me to extra 5 hours of sleep. But if Rose didn't kill me yesterday, she sure as hell will now. And right after what happened, oh lord, 1 box of donuts as peace offering won't be enough the second time around. Grabbing my towel, I'm already a few short steps away from the bathroom when a muffled ringing breaks out from my bag. There's a moment of indecision at first. My mind conflicted whether I should just ignore it or answer it. But what if it's Rose? Or worse, our boss? Sheesh. In the end, the rational part of my brain wins out. The letter from yesterday peeks out when I pull the device out. Just the sight of it is enough to put me in a foul mood, and it takes every force of will for me to ignore it in favor of answering the call. What is the alternative there? Hey, caller ID reads Mama.
Huh?
It's around 4:45 p.m. in the Philippines right now.
An unusual time for them to call.
Mama? Usually it's around noontime here, and I'm the one calling, not the other way around. Better for them to use that money on something else than an international call. Regardless, in the most cheerful tone I can gather.
Hello? Grace? How are you?
Terrified.
Mama, I'm doing okay. How are you guys over there?
We're good. EJ won a storytelling contest at school the other week. Brought home a medal. I thought you should know.
That's pretty cool. There's a tired lilt in her voice as she speaks. It's been there since Papa had to leave his job. I wish there's something I can do for her. But from miles away like this, the least I'm able to do is not make her worry. If only my older brother would actually lend her a hand, but Lord knows if that'll ever happen. Odds are, Kuya Jordan's already out drinking right now. Again. I can't count on my older sister either, knowing she has a family of her own, and, well, Ate's financial situation isn't exactly great right now, having ran herself knee-deep in debt.
Great, that's great. Tell him congratulations from me. And let him know I'm gonna send him a little something extra this Christmas.
I've got plenty of ramen bowls.
How about Nico? Karen? Michael? I hope they're okay?
They're doing well. They wanted to talk to you, but they're all busy with school.
Stay in school.
Oh no, that's fine. I don't want to bother them. Just tell them to keep doing their best for me. I'll just call back when I know they're not busy. And Papa? How's Papa doing?
It's a subject I'm a bit hesitant to broach. From the way Mama's voice hitches, she doesn't want to bring it up either.
Grace, he's having a little difficulty right now. Weak appetite, he's having trouble swallowing, and lost a few pounds.
That's not good. Probably just stress, right?
But the doctor said we should keep encouraging him. It just means his body's accepting his new treatment well.
Oh.
The money you sent last time helped a lot to pay for it, by the way.
Yikes.
Oh, I see. That's good.
Oh, that's why she's struggling with money. I won't deny that life has gotten tougher for our family. It used to be easy back when Papa was in good shape, but ever since he was diagnosed with a sickness 5 years ago, he had been unable to provide for us. Now, the burden of feeding 8 mouths and settling Papa's bills all rest on my shoulders. Although Mama makes a little, accepting sewing and laundry jobs in her neighborhood, it's scarcely enough to cover the cost of day-to-day living, let alone the bloating hospital bills. We can't even expect help from our own government because the health insurance there barely covers anything.
I'm sure he'll get better soon. Is he well enough to talk? Do you think I'll be able to speak to him, Ma?
That's sad. Silence. I start to think that the call got cut until...
Listen, Grace. Maybe it's better if we transfer Papa to a different hospital. Somewhere cheaper?
What? Why? Did something happen? Is it the deposit issue again? Give me the hospital's number. I'll talk to them.
No, this poor girl.
No, it's nothing bad. The service here is good. Too good. Even the doctors.
Man, maybe she should have took that bribe from Hannah.
But I'm worried you're working yourself to the ground because of it.
Mama, we've been through this before. I want the best for Papa. And And don't worry about the bills or the medicine, or me for that matter. I can handle myself. Everything's going well here. In fact, we're about to close a large sale.
Hopefully. If not, then I'll find another way. She doesn't need to know that. Sorry, Mama. You taught me not to lie, yet look at what I'm doing.
I'll have money to send over soon to cover the rest of Papa's treatment. And there's more than enough for Karen, Nico, Michael, and EJ's school tuition too.
It's a lot of mouths.
Thank you so much, dear. I appreciate it. We all do. But I just wish you'd come home to us soon.
That'd be a ninth mouth. Kailan Ka Ui? I don't know what that means. I'm gonna have to Google that one. Oh, when are you going home? I'm guessing when are you coming home? Oh, it's gonna translate for us. I guess I didn't need my phone. EJ, the youngest, used to be the only person asking me that. How do you respond to a question you don't have a definitive answer to, or definite answer to? 5 years later and I still can't give them a straight one. I smile though Mama can't see it. I fight to keep my lips from quivering, my voice from shaking. She's got enough on her plate as it is. No need to wear her down with unnecessary concerns.
Promise me you'll be there to welcome me when I do, okay?
Of course. I'm sorry, Grace. I need to take this for a while.
There's a small commotion on the other end, the sound of gates opening, the voice of a child, EJ, talking excitedly about his day at school, the tapping of feet on the floorboards as he runs. That's cool that we said EJ's name at the same time that the feet were running. We heard the child in the background. It's been years since I went home, but I can still picture the whole scene in my mind. How tall is he now? Are the neighborhood kids bullying him now that I'm not around? Did Mama rearrange the furniture in the living room again? What are they having for dinner today? I miss them. I miss them so much.
It's okay, Ma. I need to go too. I've got work today. I'll call again soon, alright?
On a Saturday? Oh, never mind. Take care of yourself, dear. I love you.
It's 4:45, or no, it's noon. No, what time is it here? It's 5 a.m. on the alarm clock.
Love you. Bye.
It ends with a soft click, leaving half-truths and empty promises hanging in the air. Sad. Really sad. Closing my eyes for a moment, I take a deep breath and shake away the thoughts of beginning to swim inside my head. Now we understand why she would risk her life to do something about this house, even if it meant harming others. It's pointless to mull over all these things right now.
Okay, Isabella. Time to get that mansion sold.
Still 5 o'clock, and your television hasn't changed either. Unfortunately, before I can take a single step away from my phone, it rings again. No doubt Mama forgot to say something.
Did you forget anything?
Excuse you? I'm too young to be your mom. Are you still sleeping?
Yeah, potatoes, potatoes.
Hold on, never mind that. Get yourself in the office. Hurry!
Running.
Office? What about the open house? Oh no. Is it Sir John? Did he hear about yesterday? Am I in trouble?
Could be.
Oh god, oh god, oh god. I'm gonna get yelled at, aren't I? What do? I'll buy you an extra box of donuts if...
Get yelled at. Is that the worst that can happen?
No, it's nothing like that. Will you calm down? Get yourself here, alright? I'll tell you everything then.
I feel like the house was sold. There's a telltale din of several feet shuffling against the wooden flooring and an indistinct yelling in the background before Rose cuts the connection. That isn't in any way comforting, but it's enough reason for me to hastily discard my phone and finish my shower in record time. 2 seconds flat. Hit, out. I make it to our office within 20 minutes of leaving my apartment, completely disheveled and out of breath. A feat, if I take into account my usual travel time. Routine clamor, commotion of Briar Realty Corporation's Luxburn office. Greets me as soon as my feet crosses the threshold. Papers rustling, telephones ringing at sporadic intervals, agents talking at varying volumes, staff moving about, and this is suddenly reminding me of The Grudge and Sarah Michelle Gellar's character working in an office like this. And then she went to the house to sell. And then the Grudge curse began. So it's kind of like that. That's interesting.
Where are my employees? What the actual fuck, guys? Of all the times to disappear without notice.
Boss seems mad. My boss's words turn muffled as someone else closes the door to his office, likely the work of our HR manager. Throughout the past week, he's been in a bad mood over a few employees who have failed to report to work. I hear they're still trying to get a hold of them, but to no avail. The result is, half the workload have been shifted to all available staff, so as not to lose clients, which is probably how we got that lucky house up on the hill, because they're gone. Not that I mind the extra work. If anything, it means I'll have more to send my family back home. Although the rumors of a branch closure circulating because of this is indeed a bit worrisome. My bag barely touches the top of my table when Rose pulls me aside. Rose pulls me aside.
Me with these papers.
I need to slow down in my reading because I'm doing terrible.
If you could also get these signed and photocopied before lunch today, that would be great.
One after another, she thrusts a bunch of paperwork in my hands without explanation. A page flutters away from the top of the pile, and I lean down to pick it up, my eyes scanning the top of the page as I straighten. Purchase and sell agreement. Rose simply gestures her thumb in the direction of our visitor lounge when I tilt my head in question. There, seated on the sofa and looking completely out of place in the humbly decorated room, is the same couple from the day before. The Wrights. Something bubbles up in my throat. Their presence in the office can only mean one thing.
They're buying it? We got a deal?
She swats at my hand, tugging her sleeve, although her eyes are alight with something akin to joy. She wants this sale to happen as much as I do, and now that it's here, the deal needs to be closed yet. Documents need to be signed still, but the elation is there, along with the foreboding feeling I can't quite pinpoint.
I had to do a little damage control, but they're already interested in acquiring the property, even before they attended the open house. I mean, isn't it obvious? They already hired an interior designer. I've never seen a buyer as aggressive as Madam Wright. She didn't even try to negotiate a lower rate.
Huh. I just noticed that pink letter is upside down in the background. I wonder what that means.
One at a time, Rose. I can't process everything you're saying at once. What do you mean?
Your smile's freaking me out, Rose.
Paying 15% higher than the listing price, as long as we get the paperwork done as soon as possible. I think if we allow it, they'll be paying up front, too.
Okay.
Even with that urban legend?
We didn't tell her.
Oh, I was so sure we lost the sale after yesterday.
Don't bring it up.
Don't look so surprised. We still have to conduct some last few checks before we completely hand it over to them.
No checks.
Please. I'll happily do the paperwork duty, Rose. I'll even go to the land registry myself and make sure the property changes hands with every single legal blessing.
Don't they have better things to spend money on? I'd haggle it down to the lowest possible price if I were in their place, especially with the stories attached to it. Not that my opinion matters one bit here. We're just their agents who are going to receive the hefty commission after all, nothing more. Rose gives me a pat on the shoulder, signaling that she's heading back to them, and an unspoken instruction for me to follow after I'm done. It doesn't take me long to finish what work she's left me. In fact, having our boss sign the agreement is the easiest since it has put him in a better mood to the entire office's relief. Ma'am Hannah calls me over the moment she notices my presence at the lounge door. Oh, here we go. Her lips are twisted in a frown. She doesn't seem particularly happy to see me, and I'm not surprised. Who would it be? I almost created a scene. Mr. Wright, however...
If it isn't a little Lily. I trust you're feeling well now.
The creep.
It's Isabella, sir. Not Lily. I appreciate your concern. I'm feeling better now.
I really don't understand why they can't get my name right. It's a fairly common name. It shouldn't be too hard to remember. Regardless, I'm sure it has a point. I hand him their copy of the agreement.
I believe I can take that. Thank you very much.
With how elegantly she plucks the papers off my hands, it's easy to think there isn't any trace of irritation in her. But it is there, radiating in her stiff stance and the way she's standing at a fair distance from her husband, and how the two look to be ignoring each other. Seeing this scene, it soon becomes clear to me that I'm not the one who has put her in a bad mood. Did they fight? Most probably. I've seen it happen dozens of times with my previous clients. It's a shame, especially with their new mansion. I never did like it when my own mama and papa fight. I hope they'll make it up soon. Gotta slow down. Apparently satisfied with what she's seen, Ma'am Hannah claps her hands together. Claps her hands together before extending it to us for a shake. Rose and I release the breath we've been holding, both of us more than happy to return the gesture.
That settled it then?
Creepy house is yours.
Are you really sure about this property?
What the hell are you doing, Isabella?
I'll easily find you a bigger one among our current listings. Something with a modern touch?
Stop it! Something not haunted, perhaps. Rose shoots me a warning glance that clearly says, "Don't make a scene, we're almost there."
Of course, why wouldn't I be? The house is absolutely perfect, isn't it, darling?
A helipad would still be a nice addition.
Build it.
Yes, well, we'll get there eventually, love. As I was saying, if your partner had the documents yesterday, we would have bought it right there immediately. Shame she didn't have it.
Yep.
Well, there's still a few necessary documents we need you to sign after, but we'll let you know once we have those finalized. We'll be handling the process for the rest, so don't worry about it, ma'am.
Within a week, I hope.
We still have a housewarming party to plan after all. You know how much thought should be put into those things.
Of course, darling.
There are servants for that, darling.
Of course, dude.
Love, servants or not, you're going to make people listen to your input nonetheless.
No more than a week, ma'am. Barring unexpected delay, of course. You can leave it to us.
Okay.
Excellent. Well then, I'll leave you two to it. It's been a pleasure doing business with you.
And with you.
Oh, and before we forget...
She discreetly folds something into both our hands and winks, a finger raised to her lips, demanding our silence.
What happened the day before was quite unfortunate.
Money?
But you did get us what we wanted in the end.
Lots of money?
That, at the very least, is commendable.
Lots and lots of money?
Ma'am, I can't accept this.
Yes, you can. Save your family.
Don't you worry, darling. It's a small thing coming from us. Consider this your bonus for a job well done.
Take it. She smiles sweetly like this is simply the most normal thing to do in the world.
Before I forget, my lovely interior designer would appreciate it if you hand her a copy of the floor plan as soon as possible. She's dying to work on the house. You can do that, yes? Here's her contact.
Okay.
Certainly, ma'am. We'll have it processed as soon as possible. I knew I could count on you, lovelies. I hope to see you two soon so we can get this closed.
You're rich! Just like that, transaction over and done with. My mind's still reeling even after they've left. Other agents would kill to have clients like them. A part of me feels lucky about the fact. No lengthy negotiations, no sudden change of minds, just talk, signatures, a few handshakes here and there, and we're done. The other part, a second ago, we sold a haunted property to two innocent clients. Innocent is up and down. Sure, the commission's big enough to continue funding Papa's treatment and hospitalization, big enough to pay for all 4 of my younger siblings' schooling. Heck, it'll keep me away from instant noodle diet for months. I don't have to go back to the mansion as well, once the deal has been closed, much to my sanity's relief. But knowing that something's in there, and we gave it to the good couple despite that? Oh, Isabella, the things you do to sell a house and get money. Papa won't be happy with that. At least I have good news to tell them next time I call home. Plus, at least Papa gets to live so you can tell him. I'd rather him be upset and living than dead and not knowing. Wait, hold on. Than dead and knowing? Yeah, than dead and knowing. You knew what I was saying. The little lie I told Mom this morning isn't a lie anymore.
There's something. So how does it feel?
Rich. Feels green like your hair and your eyes.
How does what feel?
Your first big multi-million-pound sale, silly. I know you've been with us for years, but this has got to be memorable for you.
Memorable is an understatement, Rose.
Come on, show some enthusiasm. They gave us a bonus, too, aside from the commission and the other bonus boss promised. What are you going to do with it?
Huh. Probably get a dinner.
I don't know. Send it home, probably?
All of it?
Not everything, of course. Most of it. I'll leave some for my living expenses.
She's a good girl. Maybe too good.
Listen here, Isabella. I'll teach you something I should have told you before we ended your training.
She slings an arm over my shoulders and leans in closer to my ear as though she's about to share a big secret.
It's okay to celebrate from time to time.
Good lesson.
I don't get it.
It's simple. Go out, do something for yourself. Throw a party and treat your friends to free food. Didn't you say the last one's some sort of tradition back at home for you? Hello, this is practically a done deal.
Isn't throwing a party a bit excessive?
Your call. I won't say no to an invitation, by the way, in case you really are planning to throw one. A few drinks would be nice too, thank you very much.
Why did she throw her own party?
I don't think my apartment's big enough for that.
You could always move? Bloody hell, you're working in real estate.
I think I'll pass. That's too much of an unnecessary expense for me. But I did promise Becca free lunch in case the sale goes well.
You go do that.
Yeah, way to live it up.
Hold on a sec.
She quickly removes herself from me to answer the phone on her desk. Her tone shifts from playful to professional in the span of a few seconds.
Today? Not a problem, ma'am. I could bring you a copy of the contract if...
Must be another client. Nothing surprising there. She's one of BRC's top agents no matter how modest she appears. A saleswoman through and through. I, on the other hand, have very little knack for it. Of course, I learned, eventually, I had to. But someone else's will, without a doubt, do a better job. Someone else will. Once, though, in a drunken stupor, Rose told me a story of what could have been. Years ago, wide-eyed, young, and brimming with yet-to-be-fulfilled dreams and ambitions, she was a term or two away from a nursing degree. Out of courtesy, I never pressed on the matter further. But, perhaps, it's where the sense of fondness started. A small connection due to one similar experience in our respective lives. of goals we both let pass us by because of the circumstances we're in.
Be happy to discuss this over tea, ma'am. All right, I'll be there. Thank you.
Thank you.
New client?
Reassigned.
Uh-oh.
Have you heard from Mark at all?
Not since the first visit to the mansion. Why? No news from the HR yet?
None at all. Boss thinks he ran away. I doubt it, though. He's too much of a wimp for that. There must be another reason. Who knows?
The house is just killing all y'all sales agents?
Anyway, I've got to meet this one. I'll see you later.
She throws a wave over her shoulder as she rushes out of the office. The lunchtime bell sounds shortly after, followed by the chatter of fellow agents also heading out for a much-needed break. Ordinarily, there's no need for me to go out, but oversleeping didn't allow me the luxury of packing my own lunch today. If one considers taking an instant noodle cup from my pantry packing your lunch. Time to make a good on that promise I made to Becca, I suppose. Time to make good on the promise I made Becca, I suppose. Maybe invite Zach and Ash too. In the end, only Becca and Zach could come. Ash, on the other hand, couldn't be reached. All of my calls went straight to his voicemail. He's at it again, right here today, gone the next day. Oh well, his loss. We have agreed to meet at a nearby cafe, the same one I frequent with Becca because it's cheap and they give away free bread around closing time. Gotta do what you gotta do. Quaint, a little old-fashioned, though looks a wee bit out of place amidst the city's tall buildings, but we love it all the same. Much like its facade, the interior carries an antiquated charm to it. Vintage art pieces and row of shelves boasting an extensive collection of books cover the walls. It would have been nice to hang out here for hours on end, but even on a weekend, the place is still packed with people. Thankfully, Becca and Zach have already found seats and are engaged in some casual chatter when I arrive. It's strange seeing the two of them without Ash accompanying the other. They've never been particularly close. Sure, they talk when they meet, laugh at the same things when there's something funny, but there's distance. The kind born purely out of differing interest. That or Zach's simply afraid of Becca. It's not impossible, and I won't blame him if he is. He might be the tallest in our group, but everyone knows that it means nothing against Becca's temper. Even I am a little scared of her.
Zach! Becca! Well, you seem to be in a better mood today. What happened? I know that smile, Belle. Come on, still.
Don't rush me. Let's order food first, okay?
A waitress comes by to take our order. On a normal day, me and Becca will order a hearty serving of their special vegetarian stovies. Zach takes anything with a good helping of meat, sausages, or potatoes in it. Yes, sir. But today's a good day. Great, even. It's not wrong to indulge a little, right?
Today's special. For the three of us.
Even the person jotting down our order looks surprised at today's meal choice. She writes it, nevertheless, and leaves without a comment. Becca furrows her eyebrows, her mouth halfway open, ready to let loose what's likely a string of reprimands.
Don't worry. It's my treat.
The glare she sends my way reminds me of the one I received from Mama when I punched a kid bullying my younger brother 18 years ago. Naturally, I never did it again after she made me apologize the next day. But Becca's far from being my mom. A small, sheepish grin is enough to turn that frown into a defeated sigh. Food arrives in the middle of a funny story from Zach, putting the rest of the conversation on hold as we are each served our order. It isn't anything fancy. Pan-roasted sea bass with citrus-dressed asparagus and a portion of mashed potatoes on the side. Or at least that's what the daily specials board says. It looks good. Looks really good. Looks like a Final Fantasy meal. I never did pay any attention to it whenever I come here, since they price whatever is written way above what I'm willing to spend on food on a single day.
Oh, good. I'm so hungry, I think I'm dying.
You're always hungry.
Hey, not all the time.
Let me guess. You skipped breakfast again.
And now I'm eating a very nice lunch.
Not on purpose. I may have overslept by a few seconds today.
Right then. Stop stalling, Isabella. What's this about?
Let us say, Rebecca. She wouldn't be inviting us out if it wasn't worth hearing out.
Well, we're waiting.
Let's do it.
I'm treating you guys to a once-in-a-century thing.
An expected grin breaks out on my face, except...
I'm sorry, say that again.
And this is important because...
Becca only raises an eyebrow at me, while Zach appears like he didn't get the punchline to another lame joke Ash made, and is desperately searching for someone to explain it. Oh bummer, maybe I should rephrase it. My instant noodle days are over, Ash is not here, so we should celebrate. That's messed up.
Let me do that again. Guess what, guys? I'm paying! I sold the house!
There you go. As the news sinks in, their expression goes from sheer bewilderment to utter surprise. That's more like it.
You heard me right, ladies and gentlemen. As of today, I'm Maria Isabella Grace Cruz Santos, and free from my instant noodle binge.
My Jesus, Maria Isabella Grace Cruz Santos.
Seriously?
Hold it, Belle. You sold the house?
I mean, I was there when the house was sold to... Yeah, she sold the house.
Yep.
Which house is this? In Aslam Village? The one with the open house yesterday?
The one and only. Come on, Becca. I know you've got a better memory than that.
Oh, wow. That's...
She lets out a hum. Although she's nodding, she gives the impression of someone who has heard something unbelievable and is still forcing her brain to absorb it. Did she think we wouldn't be able to sell it? Have some faith in me, Becca. Am I not your best friend or what?
You don't believe me?
The words tumble out of my mouth before I could stop them. I've been trying to avoid bringing up yesterday's little spat, and judging from the looks on their faces, it seems they are too. Me and my stupid mouth.
I'm sure it ain't the way you're thinking, Bella.
No, I do believe you. But don't you think the sale happened a bit too fast? The open house only started yesterday, and now you already have a buyer?
Who cares?
It happens from time to time.
Yeah, but...
Who cares?
Look, I'm happy for you. Just yesterday, you've been really worried where to get money for your dad's new treatment. And now, all of a sudden, you have something.
So stop raining on a parade.
What if the sale doesn't push through, or I don't know, they're a fraud, or they suddenly back out?
You are a Debbie Downer.
Isn't it a little too early to celebrate?
Let her live.
Rebecca does have a point, Bella. If you haven't closed the deal yet, there's still a chance they'll go back on it.
You guys ruin the mood.
They don't seem like it to me. The lady appeared to really want it, and she approached me without even finishing the tour.
Pressured me into it, more like. But I'm not going to tell Becca about that. Knowing her, she'd only worry.
She already hired someone to handle the house's interior design.
You're joking. Who would do that?
Rich people.
The Wrights, apparently.
My last name.
It's actually pretty funny. She's a bit too excited to get the property, she forgot to buy it. At any rate, they've already signed the agreement today, so it's just a matter of time.
Uh-huh.
And don't tell anyone about this, but Ma'am Hannah also gave us something extra.
You keep a secret by keeping it secret. You're not doing that very well.
Something as in...
As in, it's why I can treat you two to a free meal.
I'm most surprised you accepted it.
She didn't really give us a choice in the matter. So don't lose sleep over this, okay? The couple really want the house.
And they can have it.
If Rose didn't stop them, they'd likely have paid up front for it yesterday. That's despite the legends, too. I even tried to show them the letter. But nope. I want this house, darling. Go take all our money.
Good impression.
You don't really think they believe that, do you? I'm pretty sure for them, those are just rumors as well. No one is that superstitious in this day and age, Belle.
So why are y'all worried?
Oh, well, there's you.
Right. You know what? I'll just eat all of these by myself.
Thank you. It's supposed to be great news. She wants to celebrate. She's buying you top shelf food and y'all are just complaining. I begin to gather the plates to my side, the food in each still untouched. A laugh almost escapes my mouth with the way Zach's expression quickly changes to disappointment. Becca's hand interrupts me just as I'm about to pull her plate closer to me.
I'm kidding. Don't go all pouty on me again. I'm just concerned you'll get hurt if this doesn't happen. I know how badly you want to close this deal for your papa.
I'm sure he's gonna be fine now, though, with the money. They don't know yet. I think I'll call them tomorrow. Let them know things will be easier.
Why put off tomorrow what you can do today? Call
He
today.
said this morning he's showing progress with the new treatment, too. It's just a matter of time.
Do it today. I allow myself to smile, genuine and uninhibited. It's strange talking about this with other people, even those who have known you long enough. But today, things simply feel a whole lot lighter with them here. Lunch passes in an enjoyable fashion, a laugh here, a playful jab there, but most of it is spent on catching up and telling stories about whatever's keeping us busy these days. Something we couldn't afford to do the day before, take into account what happened. Even Becca's surprisingly chatty. Is there something in the sea bass we ate? Zach, though, appears less energetic. While he's far from being the life of a party, he's definitely not the type to keep quiet in a conversation with his friends. Apart from a few input, he's been silent the entire time. If Becca notices...
Are you sure you're not feeling under the weather, Zachary?
She notices.
Huh? No, I'm okay. No worries, Rebecca.
Doesn't sound okay to me.
No, it doesn't.
It's okay. I might be feeling a little bummed out today, but I'm sure this will pass.
Must have something to do with this movie.
Is it about the reviews this morning?
Oh, they weren't good. A pained expression crosses Zach's face, and almost immediately, Becca retreats in her inquiry as though the man's look is enough of an answer for her. I look between the two of them. Did I miss something? What happened this morning? Did I stumble on a big secret? This is why I don't like waking up late.
About those, huh?
Sorry, I just happened to check on some sites this morning.
Nah, it's a very sensitive topic in the first place. I should have expected it.
What reviews?
Becca glances at Zach, her emotions unsure, eyes asking for his consent on the matter. Although there's a small desire to keep asking on my part, I don't dare voice it out. With Zach, it has always been better to wait. Let him speak on his own. Becca too, to some extent, although with her, explosions of temper are more common. In the end, he simply answers with a shift of his shoulders, gesturing for her to go on with a tilt of his head.
It's his movie.
That doesn't explain anything. Stop dangling the information, Becca.
They didn't like it.
Zachary, I'm not the one supposed to be telling her about this. It's still your documentary.
Is it something bad?
Not bad per se. You guys don't need to dwell on it much.
Can we get to it?
Bad? Listen here. I wouldn't trivialize what those bowheads wrote if I were you. They're ruining other people's jobs.
From how her tone rises in anger, it seems like she's the one slighted and not Zach. A snicker escapes me, which I promptly stamp down on as soon as she sends me a hard look.
This isn't a laughing matter, Isabella. Some bowbag just insulted him.
Calm down, Rebecca. Those are just reviews, and it happens a lot.
I do not ken about you two, but calling the entire film an out-and-out drivel, you're better off watching an educational kids' TV show, and worst 1.5 hour of my life, among other things, isn't exactly a critique any decent movie reviewer would say.
Whoa, I felt the anger in that one.
If you could call that a critique, did we even watch the same film?
She seems super emotional about this.
Maybe I ain't cut out for it. Better stick with my photography or something. If nothing else, this helped me open my eyes to what I can and can't do.
Yikes.
You're giving up.
It wasn't a question.
It was just something experimental I did on my free time anyway. It's no big deal.
But you worked on it
Seems
for
crushed.
months.
Very, very crushed.
Doesn't look like it matters for those people.
Don't say that!
Whoa. That made me jump up from the freaking table, dude. My palm strikes the table, sending the tableware on top clinking against each other. I didn't even notice when I rose from my seat. But here I am, chest heaving, looking down at him in the same manner a teacher would at an unruly student. Becca's probably proud. I didn't mean to yell, but there are some things people like Zach aren't supposed to say. How exasperating. He, of all people, should know.
It's just a review.
Except they're pretty well-known critics.
Why does that matter? They aren't the ones calling the shots on this. Isn't that why they have a committee? Right, Becca?
An amused gleam is in her eyes when I turn to her. What does she find so entertaining here? Help me here. Your friend's about to quit his passion for a petty reason. I haven't read what those people wrote about his work, but a few scathing words shouldn't be enough to discourage someone. I should know. After all, I'm...
Failing means you're playing, Zach. Not that I'm saying it's bad. I've seen it from start to finish, and I know for myself what you created isn't something people should scoff at. I don't know anything about filming or photography. Hell, I don't have an inkling of artistry in me except for those doodles I make for class. But I know what I watched.
She's at least a good friend, even if she has anger issues. You know, she has her friend's back, so that's good.
Look at Isabella. It's not every day you see her all riled up like this.
I can't even tell this is a horror game, man. The story is so good that outside of the horror that wow. They're building character up, and then maybe the scares will come, but so far it's just building up this world, which I appreciate. Whatever I'm about to say gets lost in my tongue as a flush of embarrassment blooms across my face.
It was a heat of the moment thing. And anyway, I'll be very angry with you if you quit. What about the exhibit?
What exhibit?
Classified information.
Even if I bring you your favorite tonight?
Nope, not a chance.
Ramen?
Oh, come on. I thought we aren't supposed to have secrets.
Didn't she just have a secret a second ago? A burst of laughter comes from Zach.
I might need some time alone to myself for a while. Just to think about things, how I'll go from here, that sort of stuff. Hey, I'm not quitting, Bella. Don't give me that face.
There's no face at all. Only a poor imitation of puppy dog eyes, if you could call this one.
Promise.
I'll be damned if I break any promise I make to you guys. Besides, you're right. It's too early to say anything right now. Once night ain't for another week.
Oh, it's a while. And that's all the answer I need from him. As sentimental as it sounds, there's fulfillment in knowing another person you know won't take the same path you've walked. It's not like it's over for me, though. I still have time. I still could come back. I could still come back. do my own thing, do what I really want to do. Surely, once Papa recovers, once I'm done with everything. Inside my bag, my phone buzzes unexpectedly, breaking the pleasant afternoon lull. The screen shows Rose.
Hey, Isabel. You at the office?
No, it's lunchtime.
Ha ha. Very funny, Rose. I'm hanging up.
Don't, I'm kidding. BRC says the floor plan copies are ready for Miss McCullough to pick up.
She states that as if it already explains everything. Then out of the blue, she launches a long rant about the awful state of Luxburn streets. All of which she says in a single breath that I can barely keep up and make out a single word. I stay quiet, if only to avoid becoming the next object of her frustration. She's similar to Becca in that regard.
Horrendous traffic right now. Bloody stupid drivers.
When she has finally ran out of things to complain about and stops, what she says next still has none of what I'm hoping to hear from her. Just a quick mumbled plea for me to meet the Wright's interior designer and her steed, and then...
I'll leave it to you. Bye. Thanks.
Oh, wait, meet where? Classic Rose, she ends the call without even asking for my input. The sky is cloudless and the noontime sun is beating down on the hard concrete when we leave the cafe. That's a noon sun? It looks kind of evening, man. Looks like it's getting a little dark. It's far from unbearable, but it's enough to put most people in a fickle mood or make them vulnerable to catching something. No wonder we have staff members going AWOL lately, not to mention my boss's mercurial moods. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I want our usual cloudy weather back. For all the gripes about the unpredictable weather though, the streets of Luxburn remain constantly busy. The hurried tapping of shoes against the pavement and inane chatter coming from the lunchtime crowd filled the humid afternoon air. A small reminder of the things we still have to do, regardless of how much I want to return to the comfort of my bed. Back to Briar Realty for me. Zach to a meeting with the magazine publisher featuring luxury houses, and Becca to her lesson plans and books at home. But more than once, I catch her sneaking a longing glance over something displayed on a shop window. Does she want to buy something? Maybe I can get it for her this Christmas. I turn my head at the last shop she checked out. A fleeting glimpse. The world stills. What? Oh! Shit! Oh, Sheba! What's her name? Becca see her too, or just us? She looks at me, eyes hollow, gaze piercing, and boring into my very soul, like a set of chains to keep my whole body still. There are no shadows or whispers this time, only a plea, a hum, low and indistinct, compelling me, beckoning me, intent on dragging me to the void beyond the glass. No. I don't dare move. My heart hammers against my ribs, each beat, every thump, screaming at me to look away and make a run for it. But I can't. I couldn't. All of my limbs feel heavy, while my own breathing strains in the face of her calls. No.
Leave me alone.
Her mouth is stretched in a grin, wide and unpleasant. The panic building up in my chest forces me to take a tentative step back. I try not to stare at the decaying flesh, the blood streaming from the gaping wounds on her arm or her nailless fingers. I don't want this. Not like this. Not after I got what I want for Papa.
No, stop. Leave me alone.
Oh, her face contorts as she lets out a wail sharp and utterly unforgiving. Rage. There's only hatred and bitterness, as if the very notion of turning away from her is an offense in itself.
Please, I don't want this.
Close your mouth. Flies will get in that. Before I know it, I'm stumbling backwards, my own throat hoarse from the screams I didn't even notice already coming out of my mouth. The back of my feet catches on a loose stone, sending me sprawling on the ground. The resulting pain completely jolts me out of the haze, blurring my mind. For a little while, my surroundings appear unfamiliar until Becca's face swims into my vision. A look of concern is on her face, and her hands are gripping my arms tight. Even Zach appears beside himself with worry while he stands beside her, acting as a shield against the small crowd of onlookers already forming around us.